The winds of change are coming for us all. Let's kick this pig.
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermornings. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airwaves on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. I will be presenting you with an hour's worth of edutainment and entercation. I don't know. It doesn't work both ways, folks. But before we do that, you know I got to pay my bills. So let's pay some bills with the thrills that cure all your ills. And we're going to, of course, start first and foremost with our boy, IndieCD.org, which is the brainchild of the amazing Joe Bachman, who has provided our StreamYard services for this year and next year. Blessed is Joe among men. We also are made possible, and boy, are we going to be getting into it, by the simple sword, the fighting axe, and the simple spear. My ongoing series, and yes, I said ongoing series, of wonderful books to keep the swords in the hands of those who need them. We're also brought to you by Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, the role-playing game, which is over at Fun My Comic, which that'll get talked about too. And of course, friends, colleagues, Romans. Big Stompy Robots, core rule book. Yes, this bad boy has been bringing joy to people for nearly 10 years in one form or another. And we're going to keep hopping and popping to keep Big Stompy Robots doing what it does and being what we love. Now, let me just back out of that to make things run a little smoother. Pop that. And I'm going to I'm dropping some accountability on you people. Good morning. Yes, I had a rough night last night. Due to the oncoming storms, some old injuries decided to visit me, and I got up and I started working. And I have reorganized my launches and my schedule. Now, everyone here knows that in 15, 16 days, I will be at RegionCon running Big Stompy Robots in our little end of the little convention over at St. Salva's Orthodox Church, 91 East Mississippi Street, Maryville, Indiana. Now, please please go to RegionCon. I think it's RegionCon.com, or look up the RegionCon public group on Facebook for more information, because that's going to be a blast. Charity gaming convention where I've been told the proceeds go to support veterans. And I am all about supporting America's veterans, so I'm proud to be part of that. It is the spiritual successor to ArcticCon that was spearheaded by Benjamin Starkey. May he rest in peace. Out there playing D&D with games that are ran by R.R. Tolkien himself. Anyhow, my accountability. So it comes into the form of some announcements. First and foremost, yes, Hybrids, the Sons of God is ongoing. It is on Fund My Comic. Everything is sitting in Luke's hands, and he will handle that. In the last 3 years, I have done several games for different people. Some have launched on their own, some have not, some have stuttered. This includes Hybrids, the Sons of God, the role-playing game. The quick play / initial module, Into the Gates of Heck. The sequel module, Into the Gates of Heck Part 2. And of course, the full version for Luke Stone. I've done a wonderful, the crunch for a wonderful wrestling game that I'm sure Jody McVie will get out there when he is motivated to do so, as well as setting up the crunch for a game called Writer's Rule for Telepathic Bunny and Buddy Lord over through Twitter. Telepathic Bunny Comics, mind you. These have all been great endeavors. A few I've been paid for. A few I am waiting for payment on. These things happen. But I have put off too many of my own projects for far too long to not just say, it is time to say, enough, I am doubling down. First and foremost will be, I am tinkering with my version of a modern system, which will be coming staggeringly quickly in the flow of such things, using the Base +2 engine. It will be converting some of an older game I have run for some time for an elite group of gamers, and it is uniquely it fits uniquely well for insertion style gaming, where your gaming is an avatar of yourself. So I will be building that little, we'll say, PDF up. There are a few people who know exactly what I'm on about. The people who don't want to. I also, on the gaming side, I've decided that Ravencleft Gorge needs to get out of its neutral zone and shift over. I will be using the 5th edition Creative Commons to do a streamlined OSR version of that game. Now, if you can hear the thunking, the storm that I predicted when I did the image is hitting, hopefully not as bad as the image depicted, but we are being hammered with both rain and wind. The great big egg beaters have all stopped and adjusted to face the oncoming storm. And to the best of my knowledge, a good man has not gone to war yet, but it certainly seems in theme, for those of you to catch that particular reference. Now, moving on beyond that, after RegionCon, because I have to get everything set up for my convention, run standard Big Stompy Robots tourneys, and such, I will be officially starting the playtest for Big Stompy Robots Mercenary Commander. Now, I have the gist of the Crunch editions set up. I simply have to get some, frankly, talented players and make a crud ton of mini proxies. So I will probably be tinkering with some mini proxies in the very near future to be able to mass produce some of those because they will be needed for this format. And that will be coming down the pipe. Likewise, I will be readjusting my focuses, my foci. What does that mean? That sounds good. When I look at my sales at conventions, Big Stompy Robots does great. It's a great game. If I can get in front of the right gaming crowd, people love it. I usually make a good haul there. It doesn't do as well online, but we're going to work on that. My sales of the Simple Sword series, however, does do well. And as we get through the last couple weeks, when we hit clarity, I will be reaching out and cashing in the markers to get some assistance on Assorted Lawn Works to get the facilities up and running for a whole new arc of Historical Fencing Guild practices. That means more content, and I may be doing another book in that series sooner than you think. I have 2 that I was doing for my guild, for my Patreon, that got kind of put off, largely due to this contract work. Now that I am considering myself done with my end of that and simply waiting for the fruition on the other side, I can focus on making sure that the next set, the newer books come out, because there are a couple. One I really didn't want to write, but I feel I have to. And then back to the fun of this is how to make weapons go in plain simple English. That is where I stand. I want to do a quick reminder that I have not singled anyone out. My policies on the chat are as follows. This is a safe for work program. Please keep it as civil as possible. Yes, we run double entendres and innuendos pretty deep in here with the not the green room, but humor. But we do remember that this is a safe for work. But my goal with my broadcasting is to make sure that I never broadcast anything that I don't feel would be appropriate for my son or my family or my employers to see. If that offends anyone, they do have the right to be offended. But it is an equilateral open, because it seems like in addressing this, a few people think I'm targeting any given individual, which is delightful to hear multiple individuals think it's all about them. Frankly, it is not. This is what Salty Nick sounds like early in the morning, and I am fine with it. Now, moving forward further. Health-wise accountability, I have been a busy little bee. I've been getting a couple walks in fairly regularly when the weather has allowed. We've done some rudimentary outdoor work. It was nearly 80 degrees yesterday, and I was out enjoying it. The first hole for the new putt-putt course is in. We have at least 3 more to do, and we will be getting more supplies for that in the very near future. I will remind those of you who aren't calendar followers and things sneak up, this weekend is Easter, so if you don't have goodies for your children, because I know a lot of people engage in Easter egg hunts and stuff, even if they are not of a Christian religion or whatever, and I certainly understand the history of it. Enjoy, get out there and have some fun. The weather is supposed to break and be nicer for that weekend, and I'm hoping it stays nice. We certainly could use it. Yes, I get distracted occasionally by watching the huge torrents of rain making like whiteout conditions essentially right outside my window. But that's the weather, folks. Now, it is a happy hump day. I intend to do in the near future some more slightly disjointed drawing streams, because I want to do some larger projects that will be up for RegionCon as part of my prep for new materials. So you can expect some different approaches to art. Maybe I'll be able to slow down and get a little more detailed because I'm doing larger projects. With that, I would like to know, because I have the ability to do 11 by 17 color prints or acquire them. Do you prefer those if I were to do custom art? Well, my art, you've seen my art. And if not, go to Ntf.deviantart.com. But you've seen the posters. The art. Do you prefer vertical format or horizontal format? Hit me up with the answer to that in the comments, as well as what you think of my overall plan of focusing on my digital sales, being my gaming, my sword fighting books, and backstopping the big zombie robots, because it hasn't caught. It's great stuff, and everybody who reads it loves it, but it just hasn't caught off yet. And the other projects, I'd love to hear your input. With that, I've gone over my 15-minute intro line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a commercial. And then after that, we're going to get right into the commentary for the good folks that are filling my comments right now. And we're going, let's see, we have a couple that need to be run. So let's hit this.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
And folks, I had to throw some love both to Mike, Jimmy, and of course, our own Kat Rothermel. I know my reception may be a little fuzzy for some people. That is entirely storm related. I am doing everything in my power to limit the draw on my dubious internet to keep this stream going. I'm hoping that is beneficial for everyone involved. And I think due to the glare from that, I'm going to pull that down and see if I can just soften the light around here. My glasses are nightmarish. Then we will hit the amazing comments. So I'm going to, before anything else happens, deal with this extensive comment dump. And then let's kick the tires and light the tires, folks. I want to see what everybody has to say. This, to the door. Woo! Hatch. Not waking up to type well. I never type well. No harm, no foul. LOL, just happened to see it listed. I never get notifications. Same with EBS, etc. It's just hit or miss. That's why for most of my programs, I broadcast at exactly the same time. The only one you have to try to find is my art program because that overlaps with family time and is a matter of adjustment. Let's see. Accountability, 2 days in a row walking on a treadmill at Planet Fitness. Rock on, creativity-wise. More moving puzzle blocks pieces to get through a few blocks. Sounds like your assorted blocks and perfectionism and probably writer's glut are acting up on you, but let's see what you have to say about that. Yeah, I tend to launch the page for streams when they show up in front of my YouTube, then drag them to a bookmark folder on the bar just in case they don't show the day I can launch them there. Interesting. Good morning, Rich and Grey Wolf. Good morning, and good morning to you, Carl Witzman. Hope you're doing well. Carl says, Rich, I do some computer gymnastics to keep the videos because YouTube often takes the links down about an hour before the show airs. Why? Seems anti-productive to me. Well, you see, because I'm not paying YouTube for advertising. My friends' projects need love. Kickstarter.com/Mr. Grandtastic, Beowulf 1 through 5, adventure that spans centuries. Sorry. A great title, really neat concept. Glad to see it out there. Thank you for promoting it. I'm sure you'll see an ad for it a little later. My kick today is about perfectionism. I know creators who just can't let go of a project. They feel that they could do better, and they don't put out work and delay for some day that won't come. Yes, get it done, get it out there. A couple of my things have some pretty hefty flaws that I have to go back and fix or try to and fight the good fight. But I would rather have a slightly flawed product than a flawless product that never happens. You have to try two things. Get some work out there. You can come back and do version 1.1 or version 2 at a later point. Yep, get it done, then tweak it. Just get it done. Many famous writers and artists said, let me take another shot at that later in their careers. I agree wholeheartedly. Perfectionist block. And guys, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this because, we are fighting the algorithm. As soon as I say that, I lose a viewer. That's fine. Perfectionist block and writer's glut. There we go. Tend to be my major roadblocks. Too many projects chomping at the bit, so the project has to be just right at the step I'm at or I can't move past it. That is a major challenge we all kind of fight, but get one, get it done, move on is the only way. That's why I'm like, I need to focus on not collaborations. And yes, I am doing, when I give, yes, what you've said, and it matches something going on in my life, I am not trying to steal the spotlight, friends. I have ADD, ADHD, and I communicate often through comparative discussion. So any tips you find that actually work, pass it on because it seems like it's a thing. But I'm not trying to pull it back on me. I want to make that sure. Morning. Good morning, Dawn. I hope you're having a lovely morning. Then ADD makes me forget that I was working on project number 12, and I'm already off to start noodling on project number 876. I'm right there. A lot of folks have that, Rich. Very common. I've helped people get through it by being bossy and making them move. Donna didn't care if her stories got published until I pushed it. And thank you for that, because her book series is amazing. Dawn! Hey, Carl, we got greetings. Trying to quiet that inner editor is hard. Need to tie that jerk up and let him wait his turn. Let me create now and let that inner editor can take a stab at it and rewrite it later. Absolutely. I know Michaela makes it sound easy to work on 3 projects at once, but I can't work that way. Making notes on the back burner stuff is cool, but the next book on your plan must be the focus. Absolutely. And Michaela still has to put her pants on one leg at a time. Right, Rich? It's sort of like getting overwhelmed because you see what Richard Patterson is putting out. You just got to do you, but do you. Good morning, happy hump day, my fine furry friends. Good morning, Joe Bachman of IndieCD.org fame. Like Nick always says, go back. You can go back, always go back and edit later. You can't edit a blank page, canvas, document. Yep, Joe B. I'll be lurking around here for a bit while I work getting some pay items done. Rock on! Make that bank. Buddy and Georgette say hi, Joe. And I say hi to Buddy and Georgette. And people who wonder who the heck are Buddy and Georgette, well, allow me to remind you. Buddy and Georgette are Dawn's fashionable felines. I love flashing that picture because it usually makes Dawn squeak. Got a comment dump I have to straighten out. And we are back at it. Cool. Morning, Joe. I just realized I hadn't dropped my greetings yet. Well, morning, folks. Hey, Rich. If Nick goes too fat today, I'm working on it. No, too far today. Up to bounce for appointments a little after 10. Well, now up there, this program runs 9 to 10. down here, it runs 10 to 11. I understand. I don't plan to go too late because my wife is off. And there are some things that could get done today, especially in the realm of con prep. So we will see. Hopefully Nick's internet isn't being too affected by the storm. Being in the office, I won't be able to run the show. So far, knock on wood, we are running okay. I just hope the graphic for today's thumbnail isn't a prediction. No, we're doing pretty good. I was excited by yesterday's thumbnail being an homage to Halo, and my wife got a huge kick out of it when she saw it, so I'm happy. I missed Carl's intro. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Grant, but I'm glad you're here. Donna is out with her friend having breakfast and ignoring all of us. Awesome. Donna's got a very full social life, and I respect that. Morning, all. Donna has a lot of nerve. Usually, yes. Grant, the intro is mostly to allow time for YouTube to alert people. When folks just start a show without an intro, it bugs me because they have to go back and catch up. And then there's some people who have like a 12-minute intro. I love my 2-minute intro that I can add a bump on when I'm feeling mischievous. Hi, Grant. She does have nerve, Grant. I know, Carl, but I still enjoy the intro. Hi, Dawn. Look at Nick pushing that back catalog of books. Very good. I try. And you're going to hear more about some of my older projects again because they've started to fall back out of people's eyes, as well as newer stuff that ties it all together. Aw, thanks, Grant. Tell Donna hi when she returns, Carl. Okay. It was dark and rainy here, but now it's got suddenly very dark. Will do. Yeah, we've had band storms coming through. Since about 7, it was really rough. Open your eyes, Carl. It'll be lighter. Aw. Maryville, that's up near Crown Point in Lake County, I think. Yes, sir, it is. Not far from the Illinois-Indiana line. Just a bit south from US 30. It is not hard to get to. It is a wonderful, wonderful site. It's a big banquet hall attached to the Serbian Orthodox Church, which means St. Sava Serbian Orthodox Church, to be exact. There's some beautiful architecture out front. And then there's a separate building where we get to game. It is a great time. Everyone should consider going. Getting dark and too quiet outdoors. I was out this morning watching it till it got too wet for me to be so. Hey, at Grey Wolf Graphics, that's right. And Joe will be there both days. The weather here has been beautiful, mostly 50s and 60s, which is my favorite town. Don says we had a storm roll in about 6, probably what you're getting now. We started getting hit. About 7 o'clock, the lightning was pouring down. And it was just a booming crescendo. So I just sat. I went outside till it got too rainy to be outside, and I just watched lightning fall from the sky. Oh, I wish I could have been sipping some coffee. It would have made it perfect, but I can't have coffee, and I can't have anything to eat or drink that early in the morning due to the meds. So it was just sit back and enjoy. Yep, Carl, I thought it was. I'd like to go up and see Old Lake County Jail in Crown Point, where Dillinger escaped with a wooden gun in 1933. Yes! Look at you moving forward. Nice job, Nick. Thank you. Not going to lie, I kind of like the rain. I find it relaxing. I am a born Oregonian, okay? So foggy, rainy days are my natural environment. I quite like them. I have a lot of light sensitivity, so it really is. I love a good overcast day. Rain, yes. Hail and tornado sirens, not so much. Too, Grant. I just don't like losing power. Everyone, please keep their cell phones charged up. He said deep. Yep. Love to see Salty Nick come out. Sometimes you need to spread some salt when people get bent out of shape and they aren't even who you're talking to. And that's the thing. I find that there are a group of people who sometimes believe that their take on something I say is the only one having that take. And I may be receiving spicier versions. Like very often I'll say, somebody really upset me and, something happened and I have to deal with this, that, or the other. And then I get supportive messages from the people who least could have possibly done anything wrong and are most worried that it was them. Now, the reason I do it that way is I do believe having blunt, off-camera discussions if it's negative. If I can do that, I will always do that. Blunt, simple, straight to the point. This is what's going on. Let's be cool. Can we be adults? That way, nobody has to show off for the crowd, and everybody can go, okay, yeah, sure. But publicly, I praise the heck out of people. If it's positive, everybody gets to see it. If it's something negative, I try first anyway to bring it to the layer of a personal, conversation. So let's settle this off camera, so that, because most of the time misunderstandings are just that. They're misunderstandings. They can be settled and we can move on like rational adults, because it's not anyone else's business as much as drama is great for views. But it really can be challenging when it's like, one thing about me, guys, I don't do a lot of subtext. If I say, let's not do this, okay? Can we be cool? And it's done, it's done. If I have a problem with somebody, I'll go, okay, there's a problem. This is what's going on. If it's something we can address and work through, let's do it. If not, that's cool too. My phone is going nuts, but right now I am streaming, so I don't intend to check it, except perhaps during a commercial, which we are coming up on. And guys, please remember, hydrate. I've been doing a lot of digital work. Get up and stretch every half hour, at least. When I run my next ad, I'll get up and stretch. I am wearing pants because I always stream in pants or shorts or something. But, I like to keep framed. So, let's get a comment down there because I've been talking too much. And then we'll go, woo, okay, I'm going to be busy for a minute. It was a soap gun. Yes, it was. I was going to get back to that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Blue Teddy. Your work over on Smoke and Mirrors is amazing. I'd like to see you do some more streaming because you have an incredibly soothing online presence. And if you weren't comfortable with putting your face online, which I can't imagine any reason why you wouldn't be, you have a very distinctive icon that make a great VTuber. I'd love to see and hear more of Blue Teddy narrations because she has a great voice for narrating. Soap and black shoe polish. Yes. Blue Teddy. Grew up in Crown Point. Yep. Morning, Blue Teddy. I think vertical versus horizontal would be the same idea behind video. If it's narrow shot, vertical but it's landscapey, then go, well, I just was wondering if you guys prefer vertical or horizontal images. Because I can tweak to, but that's a good point. Just keep it in line with the image and see what happens. Morning, Carl. Morning, Don. On Nick question. I find that online sales don't cut it. We do much better in person. All of our online sales have been from folks here who don't live close. So it's the personal touch. Because of my niche, my online sales are fairly consistent, and they're often international, and they're often in clusters because I put out a book on how to sword fight. People get that, and then either they go and get the other two in the series because they're very inexpensive, or you see one copy pop up and then 5 more copies pop up because somebody's learning to sword fight in Australia or in India or Austria or Great Britain. And, watching that pattern of sales internationally is really fascinating for me. Now, my game books are much more stutter spot, but they do sell in person, and I can sell in person. I just have not had the health and the ability to, that is changing in the near future. I am planning to do more conventions. It's just why I've been plotting with our own Brian K. Morris and Joe Bachman to get a good calendar up via indiecd.org, the Independent Creator Directory, so that we can actually be sure to know who's going to what shows are coming up. I'd like to get it set up where event coordinators can reach out and say, hey, we're doing a show. Us folks that aren't household names do better in person. But if we had the influence of, say, Stephen King, then sales will so. You know what? You can't do that. Well, there are two options. There are two great options to that. First off, you get online and you establish a name. You expand your sphere of influence so that you have passive income. Then you build your personal spheres, both through online connections and going to conventions and things. And you find out where your audience is, and you get to your audience and tailor to them. Now, once someone has bought one of my books, they will buy the sequels online. I need to try a Kickstarter to see how that works. Absolutely. I believe a lot of the crowdfunding bubble has popped. You're not seeing as many insane crowdfunds, but there are some real quality ones and some good stuff that even I've been able to get some scratch together to back. That's one good thing running with Luke Stone. I found out about a lot of really amazing comics that were coming out in related projects. And I have a few people I watch diligently so that when I have the funds, I can support. Sorry about that. The pressure is just changing radically as the bands of Storm and Clear kind of bombard me. But yeah, I can see how that works. Right, Rich? Grant? I know you're talking to Blue Teddy, but you call my SO that occasionally. Yeah. Writing and art make you feel alone. Sometimes you need a friend who will push you along, like Joe D.S. Dawn to remind him about the ads. She's still pushing. And us pushers, folks, are good people to have. Folks like Dawn and Carl, and a bit me. I've been alleged of being a meddlesome little creature, and that may or may not be accurate. Perfectionist block is far more prominent for people who work in physical print. Electronic works are very easy to get free revisions. Folks, a physical copy. You don't want to give a free corrected version. That's true. I have the same problem, Carl. Angie's stories are good, but I have so much trouble motivating her. I don't know at all what it's like to have a wife who's an amazing author that you're trying to motivate, but she doesn't always listen and gets lost in her imposter syndrome. Not at all. I'm a great pastor. And my friend Kivrin's almost as bad. I need to get both of them. Anyway, I need to get both of them creating. Dang it. Great. Great pencil. Great. Now I'm thinking about Michaela putting on her pants. Sheesh. Hey, you're welcome, Carl. I haven't done my stuff in a while. Oh, sorry, that. Not worried about it. We'll keep cruising. Grant, send one of Angie's stories this way. We'll motivate her. Buddy and Georgette say hi. Makes me think of a hitman sending regards from the folks that hired him. I would never, say I've taken, if Buddy and Georgette said somebody needed to be whacked, I would be sharpening my knives. Never. Funny part, she's staring at me right now when you flash the kid pics over my phone because she knows she's great. Grant, perfect joke. Okay, good. Rich, they may be hit cats when I'm sleeping. Wouldn't surprise me. Well, it's more like ideas for stories. 30 runs through the middle of Maryville. Yes, it does. FYI, the stupid line of stores cost a tiff in this house today. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's even tougher, Grant. At some point, I'll have to stop motivating others and pick on myself. That's what I'm doing. That's why at 1 a.m. I woke up and there's some things I believe. Change doesn't happen till the pain of not changing is greater than the pain of making the effort. I believe that. It's unpleasant, but it's true. I also believe that change is made possible by the viscosity of tears, which is a fairly elegant way of saying that there's always pain, there's always discomfort in change. But when it's sincere, you get through it and you're better on the other side. And that's something I'm leaning into. I've got a lot. I'm on this ongoing quest to get me back, health-wise and mentality-wise and situational-wise, because I lost so much during due to illness and injury and my own proclivities, that I can't worry about making up time anymore. I just have to get making time, you know. What's gone is gone. You let it be gone and you keep trucking. Angie's going to be in the next volume of Memoirs of the Morbid, and all modesty aside, because I helped her with it, her story is awesome. Wonderful. You can ask BCAM because he's editing volume 2. Angie's story is awesome. That's what we want to hear. The dogs are afraid of thunder. The cat is looking at them like wusses. My cats were afraid because all three of us weren't out in the living room. So they're freaking out because Xander was still in bed. And they want us all to be where they could find them, in our spots. They get very upset if we're not in our given spot, sitting where we're supposed to. That's what Stuart and Dusty do. I should draw Stuart and Dusty as dapper gentlemen one of these days. Aw, sorry, Dawn. What is your brain working on? Carl, Super Spies and D.B. Cooper, Dawn. Ah, yes, Cooper, I want to see it. Cooper must wait until all the spies are dead. Oh, God. No, Mr. Cooper, I expect you to wait. Off-camera discussions are a hard sell when passing off drama as content is so in vogue. It is. But the reason I do it the way I do, it's very simple. Because I'm a strange creature. I am a Christian who actually reads the book, and I think, and this is perhaps a dangerous perspective to have, but who seems to get the point, as it seems like so many miss the point. The big rules are to love each other like you want to be loved. You know, you love God with all your heart. That's the big numero uno. That's a Christian thing. Do that. And then you treat folks like you want to be treated. I hate getting put on blast when I don't see it coming. And I hate amorphous, well, you might have done something wrong. So if I have a beef with someone, I come out and say, there's a beef. If I'm not saying I have a beef, then I don't have a beef. And if it's not anyone else's business, then I don't try to make it anybody else's business unless it has to, because it becomes a matter of record or warning. So if I get fully burned over by somebody, I will talk about that, as a warning, but not as drama generation, because that's not what I want my content to be about. I want my content to be about writing, drawing, creating, learning to sword fight, building yourself up and building each other up to improve, and occasionally as a refuge in this world of crankiness. Who is he cooking? I have no idea that the reference to that statement. But now I'm thinking cooking. I had pork earlier. Well, yesterday when the weather was nice, so not yesterday, day before. Yeah, I grilled a whole bunch of pork steaks that we got cheap, and I've been having grilled pork sandwiches with Arby's sauce and Miracle Whip on little steak rolls. Oh my god, they're amazing. Only way it's better is if the steak rolls have been turned into garlic toast. I was thinking about making DB Cooper a background character in a comic book I'm working on also. That could be fun. Whoop. You got another comment dump, so let's deal with that. Wow. I read that to the tune of all the leaves are brown until all the spies are dead, all the spies are dead. Cooper must wait. Cooper must wait. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Don. Hi, all. Hey, Johnny. Bom dia, Johnny. Bom dia. Hey, Johnny. Humor draws me in much more than drama. And, I was gifted with a face for humor in nature. I'm a short, fat, furry little man who loves to kind of wobble my way in and entertain, have a good time, and lighten. So let's lighten. Let's lighten up this hump day, okay? Kind of get the noodle arms out. Blah, 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 blah. Well, it's been 45 minutes plus. I haven't run an ad for a while, so I'll run an ad. Let's see. I better run the RPG trailer. So I'll run the RPG trailer. Just remember, it's not on Indiegogo anymore. It's on Fund My Comic.
Lockdown Games and Luke Stone Studios presents Hybrids, the role-playing game. This core rules to the new Base Plus 2 game engine allows you to design your own character and create your own homebrewed adventure, complete with charts, maps, and every resource needed to dive right into the Hybrids universe on your own, or continue where the quick play left off with a brand new module. Get caught up on the series with the Killing Field trade paperback. Enhanced with creator commentary and behind-the-scenes information, this special edition gives you even more value and entertainment. All this and more on Indiegogo.
All this on more on Fun My Comic. Now, I do want to comment, the art was done by Luke Stone as well as the editing, and I'm not sure if he sampled or used the music. However, the animation was done by Pedro Ang on that. So a really neat commercial. I stream D&D every Saturday night on Dr. Crow's channel. Honey, throw the links in. That's why you have a wrench. Promote. By channel, do you mean YouTube or do you mean Twitter? Fans want to know. We want more Blue Teddy in our lives. Right, Rich? Now I'm singing that, as you should. Oh, there we go. Yes, thank you. YouTube.com/@Dr. Crow's Comic Carnival Comics. Sorry, I got dyslexic. I'm going to do that again. YouTube.com/@Dr. Crow's Carnival Comics. Here's his link if anyone's a tabletop fan. I love it. Great. You do great work in both formats, like my Viking airship you drew. That's an awesome landscape. Whereas the picture of Buddy in Georgette is a better portrait. Now, I have done a lot of my digital work lately in a square 1,000 pixel by 1,000 pixel. Now, the reason I've done that format for so many of my, where I'm just playing, is when YouTube sees that, they code it the art time lapse into a short, and that gets a lot of views. Now, I don't get, those views don't count towards monetization or anything like that, but they do get the art out, and I can then take that format and put it on Instagram better. And I'm trying to keep my socials balanced. I've neglected Patreon of all things far too much. So I may be able to do something special about that day, weather permitting. We shall see. And thank you for the compliment. I am a very disruptive watcher of D&D games, Blue. Just asking it. Johnny, you are my hero and you know it. You are a godsend of creativity and you offset things when people take things a little too dang serious. I play clerics and paladins. And even I can say, okay, dude, pull it down. Fair warning, if you are likely to see the spicier side of me if you watch long enough. Oh, don't threaten us with a good time, Blue Teddy. Disruptive viewers are the most fun, to be honest. Yep, that means you're interacting. Although I'd like to see the Shorty Brigade at the end in a nice landscape with more weirdness in the background. The Shorty Brigade, I could visit them. I plan to revisit them quite a bit in the near future for another delayed project, but I have to learn some technical things before I can do it. And then it may be something else we try. Morning, folks. Morning, the Eric Hawkins, creator of A Zombieful World of Oz, the Eric Hawkins of the house. If I did a Kickstarter, it would be, I do it for more a pre-sale thing. The book would be done and ready to ship. A very low financial goal to make sure it sailed. That sounds brilliant. And if you have questions or want to be directed towards places, ask Nita Lanning. Nita Lanning does so much has done so much for so many in the background. She knows what she's talking about. Right now, I would, if you were doing a comic title, I would consider giving Fund My Comic a shot. While there are novels and other things, right now that site's doing better with pure comics, and that might be where it stays. I'm not sure, but we will see. But check that out too. Don't forget that Kickstarter, you may like Indiegogo better because it's not an all or nothing. You have a little more wiggle room for flexible goals. But look into that. New computer is supposedly out for delivery this morning. 18 by 5. Oh, okay. 18. Is that 18 inch? You meant 18 foot by 5? 18 by 5. 18 inch by 5 is an interesting measurement. Salty Nick goes off on Amanda on the air. Yep. Is there anything else you'd like to tell Amanda? That she's loving and beautiful and she's awesome. I felt green-eyed glare from here. That's through a closed door. I'm impressed. Hi, Eric. Hi. Hello, Matthew Cracky. If I said your name right, I hope so. Hi, Matthew. Welcome, Matthew. If you have questions or comments, I think some folks use Kickstarter-type platforms as a great marketing tool for sales. I'm all in for that. I've thought about it, too. And I'm not saying a money grab thing, just getting your name out there. It is, I need to explore crowdfunding more. Cool. I'm glad you think so. apffundmycomic.com/campaign/6 hybrids double feature. Yes. Okay, finally got the pay items done. Welcome back, Joey Be Good. You've been nicknamed. Dun dun dun! Let me see. Whoop, we've got some comments, some space here. Good morning to those who've joined since I was lurking in the background. Dondulus, at least it's an original nickname you've given me, so I'll take it, LOL. Ooh, I am publishing a non-comic superhero novella in July. That sounds neat. Awesome. Just got it. 18 inch wide by 5 feet long. That's a neat length with the right things. But having a whale of a time deciding to price it $7.99 or $9.99, leaning towards $7.99. Okay. That's really low. Well, wait, it's a novella. It's a non-comic novella. $7.99 is a good price. I have some books right around there. How are you publishing it? Well, Tide and Time, Cats Wait for No. Everyone have a great day. You have a great day too, Carl. Matthew Craigie, how long is it? 94 pages. Okay, then yeah, I'd keep it. I wouldn't go less than 79. Yeah, try $7.99. Again, it depends on where you're publishing it through. Matthew, introductory pricing at $7.99, then raise it to $9.99. Oh, publishing through draft to digital. I don't know their rates off at hand, so we're not sure. But I do think that that's. I've heard really good things about draft to digital. Now, if you want to talk to people about publishing, that sort of thing, one. You want to, if you have questions, the best person in the world to reach out to is Brian K. Morris. You can find him at Brian K. Morris Rising Tide. You can find, just search in Brian K. Morris and you'll find him, and all his links will be there. BrianKMorris.com, I believe. Risingtide.pub is a great way to get his newsletter, but he helps with a lot of people like that. A friend of mine is publishing his books through draft to digital too. Excellent. Right now I'm Amazon exclusive for the most part, save for Fund My Comic, and I think I have an old title. Somebody who already subscribed to Brian's YouTube. Excellent. He's a great person to talk to. Let me see. If it's superhero related, you might try to get on the Nerd Bacon chat Thursdays at 9 a.m. Central. It usually goes for 3 or 4 hours. I used to be the co-host. I can't do that anymore due to some health issues where I broadcast every other day now. But because of the way my mornings hit and some of the meds I'm on. But I would really suggest reaching out, doing some research. That could be a good book, and then start talking it up, promoting, getting shows like this is a great start. And that's what we're here for, helping build people up. And, answering any questions you have, comments. We're all learning. We're all getting better. I think I'm going to run some ads because I got distracted, and then we'll see. Let's see. I'm going to run Donna's ad.
Hey there, everyone. This is Donna Carlene. Want some romance mixed in with a dead body or more? Then you enjoy my Hunter's Ridge series. Set in a small town in Alabama, it's the story of Northern Rider computer tech Carly Simone and the love of her life, Captain DJ Martin of the Hunter's Ridge PD. But life in a small town is not all roses and beer, as Carly's expertise in true-life crime-telling makes her the Hunter's Ridge murder expert. And then there's nowhere to go dancing except the Dixie with his country music. But Rocker Carly can adjust, can't she?
Now, the other thing, especially, I'm not supposed to talk about this, but I'm going to. Right now, getting your hosting through indiecd.org, so I want to put that up here before I go any further in the chats, is a one-time fee of $10. You're getting an online presence for $10. Why am I pushing this now? Why am I saying get there and get on it? Because starting next month, it goes up to $20. That's right, because of the new features that Joe Bachman is putting on, it will be going up to $20, which is still the best deal in online hosting because it's a one-shot drop. But right now, it's $10. Now, guys, I try to bring you deals. I tried to bring you the best deal in comics. That was that for one single solitary buckaroony, you could get the first 2 issues of Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, and the Quick Play edition in digital format over at Fund My Comic, right? So I told you guys about that. And then I'm like, $1? Man, that's not a good enough deal. That is not a good enough deal for the people who stay till the end of my shows. So then I'm like, wait a second. I make a deal with Luke. 20% off with secret code BETA 2023. So now it's 80 cents. 80 cents. It's good. For 2 digital comics and a quick play RPG. That is a heck of a little campaign. I wrote it. It's a great game. All in a convenient PDF you can read on your phone. That makes it, what? 25, 28, it's less than 30 cents a piece. Less than 29 cents a piece. Now I am telling you once again, if you are a creator and you want to have a place that you don't have to worry that Facebook, will bump you because you accidentally clicked the wrong image or you typoed a word and they thought it was something else. Oh, don't start giving me messages just because I'm grumping at Facebook right now. Or Twitter's been sold again because Elon's hemorrhaging money because he can't do what he thought he could do. And you're worried about having a place. Having a backup is good. Now, everyone should have their own site if possible, mailing lists, things like that. But having a place where you can say, go here, look at me and other great artists, authors, game designers, musicians. All that's available at the Independent Creator Directory, as is hosting. Because I will tell you a terrible secret, guys. You know where you always make money at a show? At one point or another, from another vendor. If you're sitting at a convention, at some point, one of the other vendors is going to come over to look at your booth because they've been looking at it all day and they've heard your spiel. And they're going to hand you some money and take something if you're at all good at what you do and if you have any quality to your product. Well, IndieCD.org lets us do that perpetually. Making it's almost a microeconomy that then draws in customers. I think it's a beautiful thing. And for $10, basically less than a modern fast food meal, you can have an online hosting on that platform. But only till the start of May, because it's gonna be May, and then everybody's hair turns to ramen, and nothing works. So get it out now. Sorry, and that's not even, guys. That's not me even advertising. That is me going, holy smokes! My Midwestern upbringing is telling me there is a deal. Get it while you can. Now let's see. And the first cut is Joe Bachman. It's Joe Bachman. Check out IndieCD.org for some great independent creators also. Yes, that's us. That can be you. $10. Might give you an idea how you want to price your stuff. Ask us. Okay, when you work at a place, discuss your wages. It is illegal for them to keep you from discussing your wages. It is illegal for them to punish you for discussing your wages. That is against the law. Creators, we all create different things. There's no reason it needs to feel like competition. It should feel like cooperation. Because there's no need to be cutthroat and backstabby and I need all the market share. Again, I say phooey on that. It's not sustainable. It's not even good for the soul. It makes me feel all icky. The only time I get ruthless is when I'm playing a tactics game. And then in a tactics game, like Big Stompy Robots, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm going to look at those victory conditions. Same with Magic. There's a place for that. The Gathering, the card game, not Mojo, guys. That's a whole different universe. But, we can work together. And that's why Joe's keeping these prices so low. But as he's adding on and doing more, he has to raise the prices a bit. And I think that's awesome. Do it! $10. I'm glad I got 10. 531. Oh, 531 is the last day of 10 technically. Okay, so you have to do this by June. Thank you, Joe, because then we can advertise this at RegionCon and try to get some more eyes on indiecd.org and get more people built up. Note to self, never play card games or chess with Nick. I don't play chess. I absolutely despise chess. To my soul, because the only real strategy is attrition. Forced sacrifice just feels so, don't limit my options. I heard the term competition yesterday. It's my favorite term, right behind the term Spizzrington. I do not know what that word means, and I hope I haven't said anything too atrocious. But no. And even in Magic, I'm a laid-back player. Usually I prefer to just out-life game people. But, yeah, guys, we can work together and make the world a better place. You feel me? We can make the world a better place cooperatively. We can make our money. We can chase our dreams. We can tell our stories. And we can do it together. Because nobody's like, I want all the pie. That's what breaks the system. But, gotta head to work. Thanks for the stream, Nick. Have a lovely day, everyone. You have a lovely day, Blue Teddy. And, yeah, guys, I'm going to call it pretty much right now because I said it'd be an hour, and I'm a little over because I'm sure my loving wife has some things to say to me, and we've got some plans to do. I just found out that our Easter plans are changing a little bit, or potentially changing. So we shall see. Guys, stay safe out there. The weather's rough. And, you know, what I really want you to do is get out there and create, okay? Make things. Because you can fix it. You can edit it. You can tweak it. You can improve it. You can do another edition. Heck, you can release a mea culpa and start over. But you can't edit a blank page. I love y'all, you know, rationally or irrationally. Just have a good one. And, you know, to borrow something, let's be careful out there.